From SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview, Illinois, an all-Eastern Conference affair tonight in MLS Next Pro as Chicago Fire 2 play host to Philadelphia Union 2 here on MLSNextPro.com. Sean St. Jacques, happy to have you with us. It is a big early season game in the East between two teams on opposite sides of the spectrum at the moment. Chicago Fire 2 on 6 points, off to a fast start. Philadelphia Union 2 looking for their first points of the campaign, trying to get their early season struggles back on the right track. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups for both teams. And we begin with the hosts under head coach Ludovic Taillandier. He has a very strong 11 tonight. It's led by a really good attacking three. Misael Rodriguez, Alex Moniz, and Noah Hernandez have all had strong starts to the campaign. Alonso Aceves, along with Kendall Burks, Robert Dean Jr., and Wyatt Omsberg, lead a very strong back line that has improved after the defensive struggles we saw from Chicago Fire 2 a season ago. And Richard Fleming III and company lead a very sturdy midfield three. On the other side of the coin for Marlon LeBlanc's Philadelphia Union 2, looking for their first points of the season. Nelson Pierre will lead them up front alongside Christopher Donovan with some help from David Vasquez as well. Richard Odada and Boubacar Diallo in the midfield have a strong group there. And at the back, Brandon Craig and Anthony Sorensen will look to shore up some of the leaks we've seen from Philadelphia Union 2 at the early stage of this campaign. Had a chance to talk with both coaches before this game, and both coaches had really good perspectives on where they stand. You know, Chicago Fire's side of things, Coach Ludo talked about the fact that last year they started so slowly. It's been the complete opposite to start this season. Defensively, with help of first-team players, they have been able to get off to a very strong start. Philadelphia Union 2 keep pumping out great products, and they've moved those players on from last year to bigger and better things throughout the Philadelphia Union organization. Coach Marlon LeBlanc is now looking to the next generation to help them get back on track after 3 straight defeats to begin this season's campaign. And again, SeatGeek Stadium is the site for this one, Bridgeview, Illinois. A hop, skip, and a jump away from the Windy City in Chicago. Ludovic Taillandier talked about the ability to score goals and balance that out with the ability to defend. That's what's been the key to the 6 points that the Chicago Fire 2 side have been able to put together so far this season. They're coming off a tough loss against Crew 2, the defending champions. A late goal from Gibran Rayo led Crew 2 on the road against Chicago Fire 2 last time out. They're looking to bounce back. It's been a tough start for Marlon LeBlanc's Crew, but there's a lot of positives that they've been looking at. They're trying to build off of those and trying to get some points on the board against one of the best teams to start the season in Coach Ludo's Fire 2 squad. Our referee is Greg Dopka. You're on MLSNextPro.com. Chicago Fire 2 are in their navy blues with the Red Sox. Philadelphia Union 2 are in their light colors with the light blue shorts and the cream as well. And they kick us off going from left to right here in Bridgeview, Illinois. And this Eastern Conference tilt between Chicago Fire 2 and Philadelphia Union 2 is very much off and running. Both coaches gave really good insight. Again, it's always tough sometimes early in the season to get a gauge on where these teams are. Again, points sometimes don't tell the whole story. And talking with Marlon LeBlanc, he was encouraged by some of what he's seen. Obviously, players are moving up and down, and Coach Marlon LeBlanc in particular talked about players like Jack McGlynn, Brendan Aronson, and others moving on. Paxton Aronson, I should say, moving on to the next stage of things. Quinn Sullivan can be added to that list as well. All three, I should say, had great seasons last year, but this is what Philadelphia Union does. They produce great talent, they move them on to the next step, and then they bring up the next group right after that, and that's what Marlon LeBlanc is in the process of doing here. Jeremy Raffanello threading a ball through this Chicago Fire 2 back line, and Spencer Ritchie in goal for the host today clears it forward into the midfield. And Ludovic Taillandier talked about the strong start. Again, first team help is always a plus, but he was really happy with the way his group has handled the start of this season. Not an easy schedule, going to Miami and winning, beating Toronto FC 2 at home the week after that, all of this at the end of March, and then playing Crew 2, the defending champions, to the end, and just being a bit unlucky with an 88th minute winner from one of the best players, at least as far as finishing is concerned in this league, and Gibran Rayo in the 88th minute, and that ended up costing them all the points in the end, but they're still on 6 points. They're in 4th place in the East coming into proceedings tonight. And Philadelphia Union 2 at the bottom with their first points hopefully coming tonight. That's what their plan is on the road here. Trying to get out of the basement of the East. Well, touched onto this near side. It's swept clear by Kendall Burks on the cover for Fire 2, and it's out for a Philadelphia Union 2 throw on the near side. Taken by Anthony Sorensen. Part of a back line that certainly has some work to do for Philadelphia Union 2. They're coming off a 5-1 defeat against Revs 2 last time out. Just the one goal from Stefan Stojanovic, who's on the bench tonight for Philadelphia Union 2. Then game before that, Nelson Pierre was on the score sheet, but it was in vain in a 2-1 loss to Inter Miami 2 away from home after losing a tough one on match day 1 against a really good Orlando City B team. That was in Philly, in Pennsylvania, I should say. Orlando City B in particular have been one of the bright spots to start this MLS Next Pro campaign. That was deflected out of play. Harold Osorio, beg your pardon, was slow to get up here for Fire 2. Greg Dobka on the scene just to make sure he's okay, doesn't need any medical attention or needs to leave the pitch. And forget, just to reiterate that rule, referee has a window of roughly 15 to 30 seconds. It's really at their discretion to make a decision there as far as whether or not medical attention is needed and that 3-minute rule would come into effect. In the end, Greg Dobka does really well. We play on. It's good to see Osorio able to continue. Fire 2 able to play that out of tight quarters. It was well placed from Rodriguez forward. Referee spots an infraction, and it's a free kick. Five different goal scorers for Fire 2 going into this game tonight. Alex Moniz is one of the notables among them. Charlie Ostrom and Eric Leonard are also 2 goal scorers that have found the back of the net this season, obviously. They're on the bench tonight for the hosts. And don't forget about Bill Hensey either. He's got one to his name, also on the bench. So plenty of firepower, although we'll say Coach Ludo mentioned Luca Perpa and how well he's played so far this season. Has 3 assists for Chicago Fire 2. It's been tremendous. They've scored 5 goals. He has 3 of the assists for the hosts. And he is certainly going to be a potential option for Coach Taillandier off the bench. Sorensen trying to get in behind, but he fouls Osorio. Fire 2 have a free kick as we hit the 5-minute mark, and a little bit of gamesmanship is waved away from Greg Dobka, allowing play to restart. Rodriguez trying to play it in behind. It's a good step defensively by Brandon Craig, and it needed to be. And then Juan Castillo tries to further the cause upfield for Union 2. After a spin and a hold, it's a free kick. I mentioned this a few moments ago, but here are the numbers to back it up as far as Chicago Fire 2 are concerned. The start of the 2022, or actually it was the total of the 2022 campaign, they averaged 1.71 goals scored. And you're probably thinking, well, that's pretty good. It is, but they conceded 1.83 goals per game last season in the inaugural MLS Next Pro campaign. As Fire 2 are on the attack here, it's crossed into the middle. Header ends up deflecting it further into the middle. Odada got a piece of it. It's a spinning shot. In the end, it's well wide of the goal off the boot of Sergio Orejel Jr. So can you compare those 2022 numbers to 2023? 1.67 goals scored per game so far, so a slight dip, but 0.67 goals conceded. Again, it's only, 3, now 4 games into the season, but that is a trend that Coach Ludo and company are very, very pleased with at the start of this campaign. Fire 2 have a set piece here after the initial shot and then scramble that followed. There is a short option from Alonso Aceves just on this near side, number 3 in the navy blue. Let's see what Coach Ludo and company have drawn up here from the training ground. I think Greg Dopka was just checking on things inside the penalty area. That was a brief delay. Ball is flung in. It needed to be a strong leap from Holden Trent. It was. Goalkeepers in that position have to make the right call. Trent does and makes the catch. Bit of a hopeful ball in the end. There was plenty to aim at, just too close, and Holden Trent does well to get off his line and deal with the situation. Odada couldn't quite control that. Fire 2 love to press high up the field. They're trying to win the ball back. In vain this time. It's a free kick. Talked with Coach Ludo about the development side of the game. All the coaches, of course, stress that. It's one of the big pillars of this league's philosophy and why we have it, of course, as there's a handball appeal on the edge of the penalty area. It's still up for grabs. Fire 2 a bit late to react to it there. It's a spinning clearance out of the penalty area. Now Alex Moniz can come the other way for the hosts. And one of the things that Coach Ludo talked about was because of all the moving parts, because players from the first team are coming down, some of his players are coming up, academy players are being mixed in. It's a puzzle, to quote him. It's one of those things where not only different backgrounds, different cultures, different ages, different amounts of experience amongst the players as well, and trying to put together a team that has some chemistry week in and week out isn't always easy, but they've found the right pieces to start this season, and the puzzle has looked pretty immaculate for Chicago Fire 2 in the early going. And they're able to alleviate some pressure here with a free kick. One of the other things that Fire 2 had to learn from last year was the balance side of the game. We've already seen them in this game press quite a bit. They want to win the ball back high up the field and then go right at you in the attack to be very aggressive. But one of the things that Coach Ludo talked about was being bold, but doing it with balance behind it. And it was something that Chicago Fire 2 weren't really able to figure out last season, at least not consistently. But again, the early signs are that they are making very good progress on that front. In the first 10 minutes, they have certainly had the better of it. But Philadelphia Union 2 are striding forward here. It's opened up, and the shot in the end is spurned wide of the goal by Christopher Donovan. He had options in the middle. It's a great run. Another look at the replay here. He has acres of space in front of him and has a teammate in Nelson Pierre who was begging for it, but didn't receive the ball. And Christopher Donovan, I think as soon as he let the shot fly, realized he'd made a mistake. Just a moment where poise is needed, and Christopher Donovan just wasn't able to make the right play there. Did everything right before that, though, made a really good run and got into space. Just lacked the finishing move that was required to find the back of the net. Now then, Orejel Jr. making some good progress here through the middle. To thread the ball out wide and Fire 2 reset. It was the first really good push from Philadelphia Union 2. That run from Donovan just a moment ago. Fire 2 on the attack here. It was another good searching ball inside of the penalty area. And Maciel Rodriguez just wasn't able to get on the end of it with his sliding attempt. Noah Hernandez kept that alive. Lovely little touch into the middle, but just too far out in front, and Anthony Sorensen sweeps it away. That was the thing about Chicago Fire 2 last season. At times, just immaculate interplay in the final third. But then on the opposite side of the field, they were so open, and that's what Coach Ludo was talking about as far as the balance side. Be bold, but also have that balance. That's what the organization is about. It's the way they like to play. And now here's the pressing. It's won here by Rodriguez. Can he finish? Oh, you bet he can. It's a brilliant goal. Misael Rodriguez picks the pocket of Philadelphia Union 2 and finishes brilliantly to give the hosts the lead. And in the end, it was a bit maybe too easy on the Philadelphia Union 2 side of the equation. But Misael Rodriguez is the 5th different goal scorer for Fire 2 this season. And they're off to a flying start. Ball is played back. It's a poor first touch. And the back line becomes very exposed very quickly. And it's a very calm, composed finish from Rodriguez. Just what the hosts would have liked. And Philadelphia Union 2 are pegged back again.
Chicago Fire 2 goals.
I have to say, tough moment for Gino Portela. Just didn't have a good first touch, and sometimes that is enough. Especially in leagues like this with talented players that can pounce on mistakes like that. He'll be able, I should say, to bounce back from it, but that's a tough moment for him. Great moment for Rodriguez, and Chicago Fire 2 are in great shape here in the early moments. Fire 2 win it back again. It was threaded through again for Hernandez this time. The right idea, just a fraction too far out in front. Now can Philadelphia Union 2 find a reply here? They've only had the one chance so far. Donovan created it. Vasquez is there to help. Back for Donovan on the near side. Sorensen in support, but they can't find him. Sorensen does the dirty work to win it back and win a throw. Able to help salvage that and keep it on this end of the pitch. Misael Rodriguez with the steal and score as Fire 2 out to an early lead. Rowan is headed towards the edge of the penalty area. Portela settles to give away a throw instead here on the near side. Well, we talked with Marlon LeBlanc, the Philadelphia Union 2 coach, this week. Had a great conversation with him as well. One of our favorites around the league to speak with. He talked about how rough the results have been to start the season. Said, don't always like to be blunt, but it has been tough to start this, but the indicators are there. We've made mistakes that have been costly, but we're doing the right things to counteract that, and the results will turn. So obviously, at the end of the day, it's about development, and Philadelphia Union 2 are one of the best in the league at that. He believes if they keep doing the little things right, those mistakes will be cleaned up, and they will get the results that we expect from them with all of the talent they have at their disposal, despite those great players like Sullivan, McGlynn, and Aronson moving on within the organization and beyond. And even Marlon LeBlanc was chuckling when we spoke with him, just the embarrassment of riches he had at times last season. All three of those players, by the way, played for the Youth U.S. national team last year during their deep run in the Under-20 CONCACAF Championship, and just so much talent and many bright futures ahead within this organization. Donovan is brought down on this near side by Kendall Burks. That is a free kick. And Philadelphia Union, too, can provide a set-piece opportunity here. Well, we've seen Kendall Burks close down a few of these. This time he is the guilty party of a foul. Another look at it here. It's for that challenge there, just the nudge. Referee Greg Dobka getting help from his assistant on the near side. And Jeremy Raffanello will have a conference here with Juan Castillo over how to attack this. This feels like Raffanello territory. It will be. It's whipped in towards the near post. The header was central, but nobody there to really attack it. And it's shepherded out by Vasquez for a throw. Although Chicago Fire 2 had a brief moment there where they thought it was going in their direction, not to be. One thing that Coach Marlon LeBlanc shared with us as well is that he's really enjoyed some of the progress in the final third. He said our final third entries have actually been really good. It's been a stat that he's been really encouraged by in the early parts of the season. Had 80 more against New England than they did. Though New England did win by quite a margin, Revs 2, 5-1. But that was a stat where Coach LeBlanc said we can create definitive scoring chances. It's just about pressing and continuing to take those chances. And Philadelphia Union 2 do have a goal in each of their games this season. It's not like they've been shut out. They've created opportunities and have cashed in on some of them. It's been the issues at the back that have made things difficult for the visitors so far this season. As Philadelphia Union 2 win a free kick just on the Fire 2 side of midfield. Here's the replay of it. Just a bit of a follow-through there, it appears, from Osorio. He apologizes. Free kick upcoming for Philadelphia Union 2. Free kick comes up short. It's sliced away. Recycle for Sorensen. Nice turn by Donovan in traffic, but he ends up losing out. Outside of the boot pass down the line. Chance for Rodriguez, the goal scorer, to save it. He does. And he keeps on going. And he threads a brilliant ball into the middle. Orejel Jr. just couldn't quite corral it. And then a foul will go against Nelson Pierre and give the hosts a free kick as we approach the 20-minute mark. Another look at it off the clearance. Well, that's pretty clear as day for Greg Dobka. He's well positioned. Nelson Pierre does not attack the ball. And Orejel Jr. is going to take this. Osorio's the short option. About 4 shirts, 5 if you got a couple of late entries here going towards the penalty area. Now Osorio makes it 6. Oh, it's a lovely ball whipped in, and the flicked header goes well wide of the post from Noah Hernandez. This ball is on a plate from Orejel Jr. It's really well placed. And I'll tell you what, maybe Noah Hernandez didn't realize how much time he had. He could have maybe taking that down with his foot, maybe even taking a touch. Just didn't quite know his surroundings there, and it's a bit unlucky for Fire 2. Sergio Orejel Jr.'s ball was just about immaculate. Now Raffanello for Philly Union 2. Sorensen. Portela gave away the opportunity on the goal scored by Rodriguez. That is a foul and a free kick for the visitors here. Good run from Juan Castillo. Rodriguez's goal came in the 13th minute. And since then, a couple of Philly flurries have mostly been drowned out by more Fire 2 chances, along with a good battle in the midfield. In comes the service. Oh, it's dropped right into the middle. And I'll tell you what, Spencer Ritchie is a little lucky there. He didn't attack it, but it bounced very kindly for him. Richard Odada had a really good chance there to get on the end of it. It was just a fraction late. Goalkeeper ended up staying on his line. That could have been a very dangerous moment. Chicago Fire 2 lived to tell the tale. Nice cutout defensively there by Raffanello. And it settles down with a Fire 2 throw-in. Back with the visitors, although that pass is misplaced. Moniz cuts it out and has Ritchie for help. Ball is floated over the top here. And again, maybe a different bounce on it allows Moniz to get in behind. But Holden Trent, he's able to corral it. That's a late challenge and mistimed by Noah Hernandez, and it's a free kick. Oh, it's one back again here by Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to slip it through. Nice tackle there from Portela to make sure that didn't materialize into anything for the hosts. Very attentive on that occasion. Now Philadelphia Union 2 can counterattack here. It's opened up here for Sorensen. Anthony Sorensen driving towards the penalty area. It's a lovely run. Lovely feed to the outside. It's a chance! And the cross is blocked initially. Diallo was able to get a shot away. It was slid and cleared. Union 2 trying to get the ball back here, a bit physical, but the referee allows play to continue. Vasquez into the middle, and it's cut out by Wyatt Omsberg. Well, it was a brilliant passage of play. Anthony Sorensen did ever so well around the penalty area. And then Boubacar Diallo maybe was a fraction late with the shot, but it was a really good block defensively as Fire 2 dealt with it. Here's Diallo again. This curled down the line. Again, it's cleared. This time on the near side by Alonso Aceves. Pass is picked off by Moniz, who's seemingly everywhere on this near side at the moment. Fire 2 will reestablish possession. Rodriguez, the goal scorer, going up against Portela. Trent is there to help. Aceves trying to play it down the line. Nobody home in a navy blue jersey. And that ends the attacking sequence for the hosts. Again, Sean St. Jacques here with you. SeatGeek Stadium, Bridgeview, Illinois, MLSnextPro.com. Good start from Chicago Fire 2. They've had a great beginning to this regular season in year 2 of MLS Next Pro. 13th minute goal from Maciel Rodriguez has them in front. Ooh, was there a handball in the mix there? Referee does bring this back. It is a free kick. Maciel Rodriguez scored the first goal. Maybe this could be an opportunity to add on here. It's a set piece in a very, very advantageous position here for Chicago Fire 2. Noah Hernandez is tasked with the service. Osorio and Orahel Jr. waiting on the edge. It is a packed penalty area around the penalty spot. Ball comes in from Hernandez. Oh, it was nearly a stunning strike. It hits the side netting. Well, Noah Hernandez said, I'm going to try it at the near post here. It's not a bad effort at all. Over the wall, and I'll tell you what, Holden Trent was rooted to the spot, although maybe he knew where it was going. It took a little bit of a deflection on the way through as well, and it is a corner. Orahel Jr.'s ball in. Good header away initially by Odada. Not definitively cleared yet, although a spinning boot from Vasquez nearly does the trick. It's still bouncing around. That's a misplaced touch initially by Osorio, but he does well to make amends. It's a brilliant turn and run. Osorio still going with 2 or 3 defenders around him, but it's well recovered by Raffanello. Odada. Out wide for Diallo. Just kind of went down. It looked like, oh, Chicago Fire 2 not happy with that. That looked like a very easy drop there from Diallo. And he has been helped out by the assistant referee, it appears. I think he was already on his way down. I think Coach Ludovic Taillandier and his staff were looking for a play on there. It didn't come. That's a bit unlucky for the hosts. And sometimes live it's tough to tell, but it appeared that Diallo was already halfway to the ground under his own accord. Portela. Out wide for Castillo. It's a lovely push and chase. Castillo, great ball through the middle, just no run, timed up well enough to get on the end of it, and Monis and company and Aceves are able to clear. Perfectly weighted ball, begging for a Philadelphia Union 2 touch. It just never came. And Juan Castillo really made that all happen by himself. It's lovely play from the defender. And now he'll take the ball off the stand here. And it is going to be a corner for Philadelphia Union 2. As we approach the half-an-hour mark. A little bit more of exchanges in the penalty area here. Greg Dopka keeping the peace. Castillo will take the corner. Ball is whipped in down the middle. Oh, it took a deflection. Was there a handball in there? Chicago Fire 2 were asking for it. Nothing doing. Throw in for the visitors. More good pressure from the goal scorer, Rodriguez. Forces it all the way back to Holden Trent. Seems like at times Chicago Fire 2 have just been a step or two ahead of Philadelphia Union 2. This ball is headed in behind. Back heel attempt by Orahel Jr. He was trying to find Aceves on the overlap. Philadelphia Union 2 recover it. And now it's a lovely ball played through for Sorensen here, who's dragged back initially. Did take a deflection on the way out, and it is a Chicago Fire 2 throw. Another good little burst of play from Marlon LeBlanc's group. Oh, it's beautiful skill there from Raffanello to get out of trouble. Odada able to get it through to Diallo, who did well. It's threaded through for Donovan, and his shot is saved by Spencer Ritchie. Great interplay from Philadelphia Union to Diallo to Donovan, and it wasn't a bad effort. Ritchie was well positioned, just not far enough into that corner to beat the Chicago Fire 2 goalkeeper. That might have been the best passage of play we've seen from Philadelphia Union 2 thus far. Trying to find an equalizing goal after Misael Rodriguez gave Chicago Fire 2 the lead back in the 13th minute. All played forward by Sorensen. Oh, it falls kindly here for Diallo. Out wide it goes for Vasquez. And Vasquez trying to find a teammate in the center of the penalty area, overhits his cross. Craig all the way back for Trent. And Philadelphia Union 2 can build once more. Little nudge in the back there, sees Gino Portela slow things down and win a free kick. Although Philadelphia Union 2 don't wait to take it. Referee allows play to continue, no foul against Chicago Fire 2 as Vasquez went to ground. Sorensen's had a very good first half. More great skill from him on this near side. And he can't quite poke it through past the defender Kendall Burks, who stood tall. More good play from Anthony Sorensen. Vasquez finds Sorensen here. And then Raffanello couldn't quite get his feet set, and Moniz picks his pocket. And it's one back again. Sorensen out wide. Vasquez into the middle, and again it's cleared away before it could get to Anthony Sorensen. Now Rodriguez giving chase on the other end. Bit of a wrestling match breaks out. Rodriguez is brought down. It's a free kick. And a yellow card is going to come out as well for the challenge against Rodriguez. We'll have another look. It's really good individual play by the goal scorer, Misael Rodriguez, and actually it's a foul that's going to go against Diallo. And Boubacar Diallo sees the first yellow card of the match. Rodriguez appears to still be down here with 10 minutes remaining in the half. We'll see if the referee has to send him to the sideline. There's the confirmation of the Diallo booking. Misael Rodriguez is back to his feet and will rejoin us for a Fire 2 set piece. Referee is ready. From the set piece, it was headed out of play for a corner, it looks like. Actually, The offside flag is up, which negates all of that. It's just not quite timed up well enough. Might have been two players for Fire 2 that went a little too early there. And Philadelphia Union 2's line there actually held rather well defensively as far as the shape. Ooh, a bit of a slip here at the back allows Nelson Pierre to go through. But his cross didn't initially find a teammate. Raffanella for Sorensen though. Sorensen with a very well-placed ball, and then a swing and a miss by Donovan, who tried to volley it out of the sky. It is a goal kick. More encouraging play from Raffanello and Sorensen. And Donovan, such tough technique with a defender on him as well. As Robert Dean Jr. did get in his way. In the end, Chicago Fire 2 survive. I know Chicago Fire 2 are leading, but you have to say Anthony Sorensen for Philadelphia Union 2 has been one of, if not the bright spot of this first half. He's been incredibly active, creating a bunch of opportunities for the visitors. Number 24 in the cream, if you will, the whites, maybe the light tans. I just checked, it's actually tan and light blue for those at home keeping score. Philadelphia Union 2 away kits. Rodriguez, delicate, runs out of room. Burks. Well, this played forward by Aceves. This could open up for Moniz on this near side. Alex Moniz has two men on him, trying to cross it. He gets closed down in the end, but gets it right back, able to win it. Then he's brought down, more help on the way. Moniz was looking for a free kick. It was great effort, but he didn't get the ball. Donovan comes back to help. Donovan trying to thread it through. It's actually a very good ball, but good shielding by Burks. Allows Ritchie to get on top of it with Nelson Pierre lurking in behind. Osorio out wide. Robert Dean Jr. running into open space, but he's cut down. Now a chance for Vasquez. Trying to find Nelson Pierre over the top, and Omsberg closes him down. Fire 2 have it again. Rodriguez for Moniz. It's a wonderful ball. Alex Moniz! Great save from Trent. Still a chance. Orehel Jr. can't hit the target with a spectacular second effort. Well, the ball was threaded through initially for Moniz. Great save from Trent. But look at this from Orehel Jr. It looks like it's goal bound, but it just curls a whisker wide of the post. What a goal that would have been. Well, how unlucky is Sergio Orehel Jr. there? Did just about everything right. After another great passage of play on the counter from Chicago Fire 2. And they're frankly a bit unlucky not to have had a second goal added onto their tally with 5 minutes left in the half. This ball is headed down for Nelson Pierre. Pierre is swarmed. Orehel Jr. trying to move it forward in the right direction for Chicago Fire 2 initially, but now it's won back by Vasquez for Philadelphia Union 2. Pierre's in the middle. Raffanello is in the middle. He tries to find Pierre. Wyatt Ostrom closes him down. And then a high challenge from Castillo leads to a free kick. The last 10 minutes have really picked up in this encounter. Both teams have had really good chances. We stay at just the goal to nil from Misael Rodriguez back in the 13th minute. The only tally so far tonight. Osorio. Nice turn from Hernandez. Couldn't find a teammate. And it's good communication at the back from Philadelphia Union 2 that helps them clear their lines. Only for a moment. Monis trying to restart the attack as Seves nearly overran it. Burks is there to help. Trying to find Hernandez. It's cleared upfield. He's mishit. Seves will restart the play. Back with the visitors here. Diallo. Not quite sure who he was aiming at there. Maybe Donovan. He didn't get to him. But now Chicago Fire 2 can counterattack their lightning in transition. Rodriguez for Monis, who's brought down. It is just outside of the penalty area, and it's a free kick. Live, that looked like the right decision. We get the luxury of another look here. Monis, yes, that's the right decision. Greg Dopko right on top of it. Juan Castillo bundling in to Alex Monis, and it's a really good set-piece opportunity for Chicago Fire 2 right at the end of the half. Fire 2 are just electric when they get out and run in transition, and we just got a great dose of it there. Now the conference begins over who's going to take this. It looks like Harold Osorio is the leading candidate. Hernandez is giving it a look as Seves. Oriel Jr. had a good strike from open play in this distance. Osorio has seemed to have talked everyone out of it. I will say, you don't say this often. I think there's 8 men in that Philadelphia Union 2 wall, maybe 9 if you extend it. Just about everyone's in the wall. Could be maybe an option to pass this off to the side, but Osorio looks like he's going for goal here. You can see the signs of his eyes here where he's aiming. Seves is lurking behind him. Worth keeping an eye on him. Harold Osorio will strike it, and will send it soaring up and over the top. Another look at this set-piece opportunity from Osorio. Had the right idea, but it's so difficult to get the ball up and down over the wall from that short of a distance. I think it had the right bend on it, just not the right pace and accuracy required. Raffanello, as we approach injury time at the end of the first half. This is Sorensen, who's been very, very vibrant. Sorensen sends it forward. We're into 1 added minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half. First half that has been very, very fun to watch. Philadelphia Union 2 sent it towards the edge of the penalty area. It was nearly knotted down into Pierre's path, didn't quite get to him. Now Batista, beg your pardon, Castillo, rolling it into the path of Vasquez. Vasquez gets it back, he stays with it. Vasquez into the middle, it's a good ball, it really was, looking for Donovan. But Spencer Ritchie reads it well. Another look at it, lovely skill from David Vasquez. Great ball. Ritchie sizes it up, and that is how the first half ends. here in Bridgeview, Illinois. A 13th minute goal from Misael Rodriguez has Chicago Fire FC2 leading by a goal to nil. It was very, very vibrant from both sides after that. And we have a big 45 minutes still to come. Again, our score at the half is Chicago Fire FC 2-1, Philadelphia Union 2-0. We'll take a look around the league coming up later in halftime. But first, it went down to the wire for the under-15 squads last Sunday morning at the Generation Adidas Cup. David Goss and Ricky Lopez-Espin have the recap.
The championship match of the 2023 Generation Adidas Cup. Philadelphia Union, Austin FC looking for their club's first ever win at this level. A tough start for Philly as Austin takes the early lead.
The life of a goalkeeper, just so unlucky as this ball just pops off the turf. Smith goes swinging, doesn't get any sort of contact, but Austin FC won't ask any questions. Off to the corner to celebrate, but it was always going to be a matter of if. Not a matter of if, a matter of when the Philadelphia Union was going to strike. Sullivan pushes out to his left-hand side as Griffin advances into that final third. It's a man-man. Johnson just crashing at that back post. It's 1-1. Philadelphia answers.
Union fighting out of halftime. This just 3 minutes after the break. Griffin coming up from the left back spot. Johnson, the youth national team player, his first goal of the tournament, and then these two teams, they pushed for it.
And Smith, big time save here as Wolf rises up, does everything right, heads it back to a cross, a lot of pace, punches it off the crossbar. Big time save from Smith to keep himself and the team in this game.
Philadelphia, though, not on their heels for long. Back the other way, they were able to create this opportunity in the opening moments of extra time, trying to find the breakthrough.
And it's a fantastic run from West off the shoulder. He does everything right. Ball's coming over his right shoulder. Contact, arches the ball, big time save. You thought Austin FC can steal this game as this ball pops across. Williams doesn't get it as clean as he would like, pulls it wide.
But just like Smith, Williams would have his chance to make up for it later on. Philadelphia, though, in the dying moments of extra time, had a big chance. They couldn't score it, and here, Williams dispatches his penalty kick.
And just roots this thing underneath the crossbar. Arches the ball, man of the match for that reason. Doesn't stand, stands his ground, doesn't move. Big time save. Austin FC 2023 Generation Adidas Cup champions.
Great stuff there. Sunday evening, the under-17 final wrapped up with another nail-biter. James Hadnot and Ricky Lopez-Espin had the call. Let's take a look back.
The final match of the 2023 Generation Adidas Cup. A champion would be crowned, and for Philadelphia, they found an early chance against FC Dallas.
And it's a good idea here from Perez. Just put this ball into a dangerous situation and see what happens. Only Junior gets on the end of it. Called for a handball on Canizales, but who was going to step up? Who was going to smash the ball into the back of the net, the court? The player who's the glue for this Philadelphia Union side. Connected the back to front, the front to back, but had the finishing touch to find the back of the net. But Philadelphia Union always try to find that second goal. Always kept their foot on the gas pedal. Olivas trying to get on the end. The Golden Glove winner. Ice Stone, big time save. You can see the size to go down quick like a cat to deny Philadelphia Union that second goal. Molina was terrific for FC Dallas. As this ball comes across, it pops out to Vargas. I think he should play Brown there. But as this ball comes secondary, it's shrined to the center back and steps up into that final 18-yard box. Just trying to find that near post, but gets it on the wrong side. It's just so unlucky for FC Dallas not to find the equalizer there.
And all that it took was the final whistle. Philadelphia heard it and sprinted onto the field as champions. Philadelphia Union 1-0 on top of FC Dallas as they defeat the Dallas side and take the 2023 Generation Adidas Cup.
We'll take a look at stats from the opening half in just a moment, but first, let's look back at the best of Match Day 3 in MLS Next Pro with this week's edition of The Spotlight.
MLS Next Pro's third weekend of matches saw everything from goals in the first 5 minutes to a shootout thriller. Here we share what's in the spotlight following Match Day 3. Your MLS Next rising star of Match Day 3 is Academy player Nicholas Nobles. The Real Monarchs defender helped lead the team to a 1-goal shutout over Earthquakes 2 their first win of the 2023 campaign. In an unexpected start, the U.S. Youth National Team member was part of a defense that only allowed 4 shots on goal. Now, the MLS Next Pro Player of the Week for Match Day 3 is Orlando City B's Fabian Loyola. He was responsible for both goals in OCB's 2-0 win over Inter Miami FC 2, with a goal and a crucial assist. The homegrown talent has put exceptional skill on display in each of his team's 3 straight wins to help OCB to its longest win streak in club history. The best goal of Match Day 3 goes to Huntsville City FC for the second time already this season. This time, it was Ollie Wright's strike from beyond the 18-yard box that earned 51% of the vote, and therefore the top honor. For the 3rd straight week, HCFC has had 1 goal in the running for best of the entire week. And rounding out Match Day 3 awards is the Team of Match Day honor, going to New England Revolution 2. Revs 2 had 5 different players score in their 5-1 win over Philadelphia Union 2. They doubled their season goal total in the match, giving them 10 on the season, the most in MLS Next Pro to date. There were a lot of highlight reel-worthy moments from Match Day 3. We'll see you right back here for Who Stood Out following Match Day 4.
And here's the full picture from the Match Day 3 results. Obviously, Philadelphia Union 2 reeling after that tough 5-1 defeat against New England Revolution 2. How about Whitecaps FC 2 going on the road and winning by 4-1? Crown Legacy doing the same, the first road win in their club's history at this level, winning 3-1 in Montclair against New York Red Bulls 2. That crazy shootout between Huntsville and FC Cincinnati 2 stands out as well. And Houston Dynamo 2 with nice road win against St. Louis City 2. They won by 3-1 last Friday and really made a big early season statement as well. One last note, Rapids 2 winning at home against Timbers 2 by 4-2. They had a tough season last year. That's a big win for them early on in this season. And again, Philadelphia Union 2 coming off that tough win last time out here tonight against Chicago Fire FC 2. They are behind again as we take a look at the halftime stats. 2 shots on target for Chicago Fire FC 2 to just the 1 for the visitors from Philadelphia. It's been a really well-played half from both teams, pretty even in almost every category. Chicago Fire FC 2, I think, have just edged it in quality chances and obviously are edging it on the score sheet as Misael Rodriguez's goal in the 13th minute is the separator so far, and Philadelphia Union 2 have some work to do if they are to get back into this game in the second half. And again, if it stays like this, obviously 3 points will be awarded. If not, we could see if this goes to kicks from the spot later on tonight. But right now, we'll have first half highlights coming up later on in halftime. But if you're new to MLS Next Pro, there are some subtle differences between this league and other professional soccer leagues. So we asked Michelle Montaigne and Samara Perez to help us understand those differences in this edition of Things to Know.
MLS Next Pro fans, we are back. Michelle Montaigne alongside my co-host Samara Perez, getting ready for season 2, which will be here very, very soon. And since this league does things a little bit differently, we're here to explain all you need to know for season 2 of MLS Next Pro.
MLS Next Pro was launched by Major League Soccer in March of 2022. The Professional Men's Soccer League provides players a pathway to bigger opportunities in soccer, such as landing a first-team contract. MLS Next Pro is fundamental to the development of all professionals working in and around the beautiful game.
There are 27 teams competing in the league this year. They're broken up into 4 divisions that make up 2 conferences. The Frontier and Pacific divisions make up the Western Conference, each featuring 7 teams apiece. The Northeast Division boasts 6 clubs, and the Central Division with 7 teams both make up the Eastern Conference.
Now, this league is all about innovation. Therefore, it features several differences from other soccer leagues. First, there are no ties in MLS Next Pro. If a match ends in a tie at the end of regulation, the game will proceed directly to a shootout with kicks from the penalty mark.
That brings us to the point system. Similar to other soccer leagues, a team will earn 3 points with a win at the end of regulation, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss in regulation. A club will earn 2 points if the game ends in a tie and they go on to win the shootout that Samara just explained following the end of regulation.
Last year, we introduced 2 rules not seen anywhere else. First, the off-field treatment rule, or OTR for short, where if a player is suspected to have an injury and is on the ground for more than 15 seconds, a medical crew comes onto the field to evaluate the player and assist him off the pitch. The player is then treated by medical staff and required to remain off the field for 3 minutes. Next, the red card suspension rule. If a player receives a red card, that player will serve the resulting 1-game suspension against the same team that he received the red card. This rule applies in the case of a direct red card or a second yellow card. 2023 will introduce a new rule. The league added a new time substitution rule. This allows a maximum of 10 seconds for a player to leave the field when subbed off. If he exceeds 10 seconds, the player coming in must wait 60 seconds to enter the field, which results in the team playing a man down for that period of time.
Also new this year, the expanded playoffs feature a pick your opponent format for the first 2 rounds. 7 teams from each conference will advance to the playoffs. The club with the most regular season points in each conference will earn a first round bye. Now, during the quarterfinals, the next 2 teams in each conference, so the 2 and 3 seeds, will choose their opponent and will host their match. The 2 remaining teams not selected will play each other, with the higher seeded team hosting. In the conference semis, the 1 seed will choose its opponent from the remaining 2 lowest seeded teams, with home field advantage, of course. The second highest seed will host the remaining team.
Also this season, the majority of MLS Next Pro matches, plus all Decision Day matches and the Cup, will stream live on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. To view the complete schedule, visit MLSNextPro.com.
Samara and I are so excited for year 2, and we cannot wait to watch it all unfold alongside all of you.
Sean St. Jacques back here with you at the half between Chicago Fire FC 2 and Philadelphia Union 2. Let's take a look at the first half. Highlights between these two. It was a really fun first 45 minutes. Both teams had plenty of opportunities to find the back of the net. Chicago Fire 2, I think, just edged it on chances created throughout the half. Certainly big chances. Good ball into the middle there. Holden Trent, the goalkeeper for Philadelphia Union 2, had to be strong there. Union 2 had some good chances as well. Christopher Donovan here. Should he pass? Should he shoot? Neither one nor the other on that occasion. Couldn't find Nelson Pierre through the middle. Then the big moment from the first half. A poor touch at the back leads to Misael Rodriguez stealing it and scoring it for Chicago Fire FC 2. It came in the 13th minute. It's been the only goal of the game so far, and it has the hosts on track for now for 3 big points in the Eastern Conference. Very cool, calm, and collected finish there from Rodriguez. Then here, Noah Hernandez off a good ball into the middle. Had a chance to get ahead to it, couldn't do it. Then another set piece from Hernandez, this time whipped in. Hits the side netting after it took a deflection over the wall. And after all that Fire 2 pressure, we did see more chances for Philadelphia Union 2. Donovan shot there, saved by Richie down to his right. Able to come up with a big moment there. Then this move from Chicago Fire 2. Monis denied initially, and then Orehel Jr. says, why not try it from distance? And he curls it wide of the post. Big chance there to make it 2-0. Osorio had a big chance as well from this set piece, but he blazed it over the top. And that's how we have it at the moment as we're about to start the second half here in Bridgeview, Illinois on MLSNextPro.com. Again, Sean St. Jacques here with you. Great first half between these two. Chicago Fire 2 going from left to right here on your screens and tablets. Start us off in the second half, leading by a goal to 0 and in possession against Marlon LeBlanc's Philadelphia Union 2.
Justin Reynolds, number 42, Enrique Galena, and number 49, Luca Purpa. Leading the match, number 3, Alonso Aceves.
A chance here for Philadelphia Union 2, but it's well dealt with at the back by Richie, and he resets.
Kendall Burks.
There was 3 changes for Chicago Fire FC2 at the break. Kendall Burks, Alonso Aceves, and Harold Osorio all come off. Luca Purpa, who has 3 assists this season, comes on. Henrique Galena and Justin Reynolds on for Chicago Fire FC2. And we were told that there's no changes for Philadelphia Union 2 at the break, so Coach Ludovic Taillandier has a couple of alterations that he's made here to try to keep things going in the right direction. There was a bit of a lull midway through the first half, but boy, were the last 25 minutes exciting. Both teams came within inches of finding the back of the net. And now Chicago Fire FC2 go right back to work. Nice run from Rodriguez, the goal scorer, and Portela stands him up. Nice defending. Dean Jr. This is for Luca Purpa. Lovely ball here for Noah Hernandez, who's in acres of space. Hernandez back through the middle. It was a good touch initially by Orehel Jr., but it stood up. The defensive work at the back there from Philadelphia Union 2 was well timed, and it needed to be. Vasquez, delicately placed here for Donovan, who tries to equalize. And was it touched by Richie on the way through there? Not quite sure. We'll take another look. Brilliantly placed ball here, and Donovan just doesn't strike it cleanly. Wasn't sure if Richie got a touch. Assistant referee said it's a goal kick. Another good chance for Philadelphia Union 2. Great ball over the top. Again, the finish just need to be a little bit better. Here's Rodriguez, who got the finish in the first half. And he does get a deflection here. It looks like it's going to be a corner for the hosts. Ball is whipped in from the corner, and it was a lunging headed attempt, I think, by Omsberg. Couldn't get on top of it, and then that's going to be brought back for a tactical foul and free kick, and a booking as well. Raffanello got the worst of that. Just wanted to make sure that Philadelphia Union 2 didn't get on the break here, and it is Sergio Orejel Jr. who sees his name taken by Greg Dopka, our center official. It's a yellow card. If that's not a tactical foul, I don't know what is. And Philadelphia Union have a free kick.
Has been issued to Chicago Fire 2, number 35, Sergio Orejel Jr. in the 50th minute of play.
Philadelphia Union 2 have it sent forward. Dean Jr. able to get around it there to clear. Only as far as Portela. Outside of the boot pass is a pretty good one on this near side. Vasquez, first time ball into the middle. Oh, and it's tipped over the top by Ritchie. Or was it? Did he get a touch to that? Another look at it here. Great first time ball. Ooh, I'll tell you what, I think it's just gone over the top. I think it's been missed. Ritchie may have been able to cover it. But regardless, it is just a missed opportunity over the top. What a chance for Philadelphia Union 2 to equalize. And as you can see by the goal kick being given, goalkeeper did not get a hand to it. What an opportunity. But more good signs from Marlon LeBlanc's group. He's been talking about that to us throughout the week. Now can they capitalize on some of them and make the right decisions in front of goal? Reward themselves for the great play and the entrances into that penalty area that Coach Marlon LeBlanc and his staff were so encouraged by despite the 3 defeats to begin the season. This is Perpa, and Perpa appealing for a handball, gets the decision. Omsberg, he starts the play. Nice ball again from Orejel Jr. First time ball for Hernandez. Crucial touch by Castillo defensively. Sorensen was using some trickery there, but he loses the ball. Twisting and turning move there by Galina initially. Now it's in the midfield. A poor touch from Diallo. Chicago Fire 2 win it back. Portela steps in there nicely. Dean Jr. been more active in this second half, but it's won back by Vasquez. Diallo down this near side. It's cut out by Omsberg. Lovely little dummy through the middle, and then it's played for Orejel Jr. Great cross in as well. Sorensen was able to get a touch to it, and then it's cleared away. It's a good thing he did get a touch. It could have easily been the second for Chicago Fire FC 2. Sorensen in the middle. Maybe a brief handball appeal there. Referee saw nothing wrong with it. It could have fallen anywhere. Rodriguez was in the area. Manis was hoping it would fall for him. It didn't. And we play on. Seems like either team could score. Another first time ball in. This time it's not well placed and it's out for a goal kick. Well, it seems like both teams now just taking turns going after each other. And it has provided some entertaining action here tonight, no question about that. This is Portela. lofting it forward. Had the right idea. Donovan, oh, he nearly put himself in behind there. Touch was just a little too crisp and firm. Perpa, so classy with the ball at his feet. Luka Perpa can pick out so many passes. Lovely back and forth on this near side, although Vasquez does really well to win it back and win a free kick. Great individual effort from David Vasquez. And Philadelphia Union too have a set piece opportunity here. Have a look at the effort. Vasquez actually goes to ground maybe a hair too early, but boy does he do well after that. And wins his side some breathing room and a potential opportunity to find an equalizing goal. Well, it's been these two gentlemen all night long pondering over the set pieces. Raffanello and Juan Castillo. This time Castillo leaves it for Raffanello. He curls it into the penalty area. It nearly fell for Portela. Orihel Jr. comes out with it. Tries to find a teammate in behind. It's a bit of too firm of a pass there. Philadelphia Union 2 will retreat it. Ooh, goalkeeper Trent came well off his line there, but recovers after a poor first touch. And got rid of it just in the nick of time. Justin Reynolds with a nice run. The substitute gets it back and then loses out. Again, Chicago Fire FC 2 trying to get their third win in 4 to start the campaign. Philadelphia Union 2 want their first point or points of the season. After dropping the first 3. They've scored in every game they've played, Philadelphia Union 2. So don't be surprised if they can find a way back. Philadelphia Union 2 in their brief history have never lost 4 straight games, trying to avoid that fate here tonight. Chicago Fire FC 2, we talked about their transformation earlier, but look at the start last season compared to this year. They dropped 2 of their first 3 and they only had 1 point through the first 3 match days last year. This year they've won 2 out of 3. They have 6 points and looking for more. Bit of a scramble here in the penalty area. Robert Dean Jr. did enough to get it out of trouble and thought that there was a deflection. There wasn't. Philadelphia Union 2 keep it. Castillo's ball in. Trying to get through on this near side. There's a chance for Rodriguez. Orihel Jr. surging forward for Chicago Fire 2. He has help on the outside. Able to find it. Big chance! And Moniz puts it right into the chest of Trent. And actually, I think the flag may have gone up here. I don't think it would have counted either way. There is a Philadelphia Union 2 player down. Moniz takes aim here. Referee had his hand up as if to say offside. Maybe it was for the injury, not entirely sure. Tough to tell if Moniz was in line there with the second to last defender. Regardless, the attack fizzles out. Ooh, that was a bit of a bundling over there, although Philadelphia Union 2 were asking for advantage to be played there. Referee instead just gives a foul, a free kick, and a yellow card to Henrique Galena for this challenge. The substitute sees his name taken, although I'll tell you what, Nelson Pierre was asking for advantage to be played because he had a brief opportunity to slither in behind. Because the referee gave a foul, that chance went away, and it leads to a set piece instead. to be fair to Nelson Pierre, there was space for him to run into. Make no mistake about that. Certainly something to gain from advantage being played. Normally the train of thought there is the referee plays advantage, then comes back and gives the original offender the yellow card. Instead, it's a set piece, and it's just a little bit too far hit for Richard Odata to get a touch to it. And it's a goal kick for Chicago Fire FC2. Again, it's good service into the penalty area, maybe just a hint too hard on the strike. But again, the idea has been good all night on balls into the penalty area from Philadelphia Union 2. It's been a big positive for Marlon LeBlanc and his group so far this season. With half an hour left, Philadelphia Union 2 still in search of an equalizer. Ball is won back. Hernandez. Nice turn. Ball is forward here for Rodriguez. It is cut out by Portela. They've had a good battle tonight, those two. Hernandez again. Slithers past two. Gets it back from Orejel Jr. Hernandez for Moniz. Alex Moniz will shoot. It is blocked. Falls for Perpa. It's played for Rodriguez. And Rodriguez is offside. Holden Trent had the strike, I should say, covered. But in the end, the flag sees the attack end abruptly. Chicago Fire 2 are not deterred. Moniz, shielded by Sorensen. There's a foul and a free kick, a nudge in the back there on the far side. That was Justin Reynolds, the substitute, who commits the infraction. Ball in behind here, bit of a slip by Donovan. Philadelphia Union 2 don't have to save that. Castillo rightly lets it run out of play. Throw it through by Odata. This is Vasquez. Vasquez with a good ball into the middle. And better safe than sorry from Reynolds. It's out for a corner. More good service from Philadelphia Union 2 as the momentum for them continues to build towards a potential equalizer. Misael Rodriguez's goal in the 13th minute still has Chicago Fire FC2 in the box seat for now. From the ensuing corner. Oh, it was a chance at the back post for Portela. Header was nudged out of play. And it'll be taken from the opposite end of the corner. Corner will switch sides here. Another look. It's a crucial touch in the middle by Galina. The substitute's head stops Portela from potentially, I should say, nudging in an equalizer. The corner is tried from the opposite side. Ball is whipped in. And again, Portela tries to get a head to it. He couldn't. Shot comes in, takes a deflection. It falls for Vasquez. Vasquez into the middle, blocked by Omsberg and cleared. And then the referee is going to bring this back. It looks like someone is down behind the play here at the end of a pretty adventurous sequence for both teams. Philadelphia Union 2 continue to knock on the door here. Another look. It's Castillo who places the ball in. Portela, I'm not sure he knew what to do with it there. He was under pressure. Diallo's shot took a big deflection. Then Vasquez, another great ball in. But Omsberg gets enough on it before it's booted upfield. And when the dust settled, there was a Chicago Fire FC2 player down in a heap. He does need some medical attention, it appears.
Substitution for Philadelphia Union 2. Entering the match, number 98, Stefan Stojanovic. Leaving the match, number 14, Jeremy Raffanello.
Both teams during this injury stoppage for Justin Reynolds have made substitutions. Stefan Stojanovic has come on for Jeremy Raffanello for Philadelphia Union 2. And Omari Glasgow is on for Chicago Fire FC 2. Noah Hernandez has been taken off. We wait to see if Justin Reynolds is going to stay on. Again, if he does stay on, he's going to have to stay off the pitch for a few minutes here because of the new OTR rule. Again, both Coach Ludo and Coach LeBlanc have made a change during this brief stoppage. And we're waiting to see what Coach Taillon Dié is going to do about the Justin Reynolds situation, it appears. And Reynolds does rejoin us, so he does get the medical attention, which means he can stay on. That's great to see. And here's the confirmation of the subs again. Noah Hernandez leaves us. Omari Glasgow is now on. Stefan Stojanovic is on for Philadelphia Union 2. He has scored this season. And Jeremy Raffanello has had a really good game, is off. That's the first substitution that Philadelphia Union 2 has made tonight. It's certainly an attacking substitution. Again, Sean St. Jacques here with you. This game being played at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview, Illinois, within sight of downtown Chicago. The hosts have the lead through a 13th minute goal from Misael Rodriguez. Both teams have been hot on the trot to find a goal themselves since then, but the score has remained unchanged. Here's Glasgow's first touch since coming on. He's actually given it away here to Nelson Pierre. Stojanovic joining the attack. Pierre thinks better of it and resets. Nice switch of play here. Castillo weaving a ball into the penalty area. There's enough men behind it to deal with it. Galena got the touch. Chicago Fire FC 2 come the other way. Reynolds, a push and a chase, but he stood up. And Philadelphia Union 2 reclaim possession. This ball's placed over the top. Goalkeeper Ritchie takes charge. Richard Fleming III had the run initially, but it's taken away by Anthony Sorensen. Sorensen goes down. Referee does give a foul and a free kick to Philadelphia Union 2. Haven't called his name as much in the second half, but Anthony Sorensen's having a very strong performance tonight for the visitors. Can Philadelphia Union 2 get on level terms? Good ball in again towards Portela. But again, it was knotted out of his reach. Recycled for Vasquez. Another good ball in towards Portela. Couldn't get ahead to it. And the referee's going to give a penalty, a push in the back, and he points to the spot. Philadelphia Union 2 kept knocking on the door, and they'll have a chance to barge right through it from the penalty spot. Another look at the replay here, and you could see the challenge going right through there. I think Greg Dopka didn't have much of a choice there but to point to the penalty spot. And Philadelphia Union 2 will get an opportunity to level up the game. Well, it was Brandon Craig, I believe, who was on the end of that initially. It is Brandon Craig who's going to take the penalty here for Philadelphia Union 2. He has not scored this season for the visitors. With 20 minutes left, this is quite an important kick of the ball here. Can Brandon Craig get Philadelphia Union 2 level and potentially set up a comeback opportunity on the road? It's Brandon Craig, and he scores. A very convincing penalty from Brandon Craig, and Philadelphia Union 2 are level. It's one each. They've certainly deserved their equalizing goal. And the boys from Philly see persistence pay off on enemy territory. You're not going to see a much better penalty than that this season. It's textbook from Brandon Craig. You can see why he takes them. And Marlon LeBlanc's group have kept on fighting, and they have gotten their reward. And boy, could we have a grandstand finish now here in Bridgeview, Illinois. It could go anywhere from here. Have to say, it was a pretty clear-cut decision to go to the penalty spot there. The challenge that came in got nowhere near the ball. And Greg Dopka, again, as we've seen him all night, well positioned to see it and give the penalty. He had a thought, and his thought was to point to the spot and give Brandon Craig a ton of credit for keeping his poise. Chicago Fire 2 looking to respond. Perpa in behind, it's cleared away. And it is out for a throw for the hosts, who now have to regain some composure here. They've been under siege for quite some time in this second half. Now can they regain control after Philadelphia Union 2 found salvation? This is Glasgow. Couldn't fit the pass in behind. Dean Jr. trying to flick it into space. It's cut out by Diallo. Now Stojanovic. Little play it out wide. Stojanovic continued his run. Stefan Stojanovic does have a goal to his name this season. Scored one of the best goals at MLS Next Pro last season at home against Philadelphia, I should say against Columbus Crew 2, beg your pardon. And now, here in the 73rd minute, Greg Dopka is going to send both teams to the side for a hydration break. Of course, this is also in observance of Ramadan as well. So both teams, after a big moment here, get a chance in observance of Ramadan on top of it to talk things over in the 73rd, now going into the 74th minute. For those just joining us here on MLSNextPro.com, Sean St. Jacques, our entire crew, happy to have you with us. It really has been a very thrilling and entertaining encounter between Chicago Fire FC 2 and Philadelphia Union 2 tonight. The visitors looking for their first points of the season. They were down for a big chunk of the game. They were down for almost an hour in this game. Misael Rodriguez gave the hosts the lead in the 13th minute. But just a few moments ago, Brandon Craig converts from the penalty spot. And Philadelphia Union 2 are level. And we will see where it goes from here. Marlon LeBlanc in our talk this week mentioned guys that have to step up after the great group from last year moved on. As a yellow card has been brandished. Is that a second? No, it's just one, I believe, on that far side for Misael Rodriguez, the goal scorer. I'll say there are a couple of Fire 2 players on a yellow. He is not one of them.
Number 32, Misael Rodriguez.
So Rodriguez is booked, Orihel Jr. has been booked, Galena has been booked for the hosts. Just to get back to the LeBlanc point, players are going to have to step up. Young players are going to have to fill the void. It's how Philadelphia Union continues to produce great talent and develop great players. Could this be a game where they take a big step forward? There's still 15 minutes to find out. And again, if it stays like this, we will go to the penalty spot to decide an additional point, and both teams will be awarded one right off the bat if it stays like this. Sorensen took a deflection, a bit of a dummy on the way through to Vasquez, but it's cleared away before Castillo could recover it. It takes a deflection, and Chicago Fire FC2 have a throw on the near side. Brandon Craig's penalty came in the 71st minute, almost exactly an hour after Rodriguez gave Chicago Fire FC2 the lead. Cross-field ball here. Glasgow heads it down cleanly, gets it back. Nice little interplay between Glasgow and Purpa, but it's broken down. Now, David Vasquez, who's been vibrant. Nice little push from Pierre into space. Lovely ball in behind for Philadelphia Union 2 to use to maybe attack. Great ball in for Stojanovic, but he's blocked off of it. And a slip here sees Philadelphia Union 2 get the ball right back. Diallo has his cross blocked out of play for a throw. Once again, Philadelphia Union 2 showing great move here on the attack. The ball in was just about pinpoint, and Stojanovic is blocked at the crucial moment. And the visitors in tan and blue have to settle for a throw instead for now. In by Castillo. Chicago Fire FC2 well positioned to deal with it. Craig, the goal scorer, trying to send it back into a dangerous area. He's unsuccessful, and then a push in the back by Juan Castillo leads to a free kick as Omari Glasgow wins a set piece. Here's the challenge. Again, very clear cut. Still time for quite a few twists and turns here in Bridgeview. Anything can happen. And the way the game is gone, you can kind of edge it towards Philadelphia Union 2. We'll have to see if the tide has turned. Dean Jr. Space to run into. Fends off Vasquez for now. Fleming the third. Playing it out wide. Philadelphia Union 2 are getting a substitution ready. We'll get to that. The next dead ball. Mona's putting pressure on Donovan. Orihel Jr. And then a foul is given in favor of Chicago Fire FC2. And now we will get to that substitution. Looks like Luciano Sanchez is going to come on. And that is going to be the end of the night for Christopher Donovan. Had plenty of opportunities, was really in a good attacking mood tonight, just couldn't finish. Big chances that he was a part of and created. All in all, I think good shift for Donovan, and we'll see if Sanchez can come in and be a difference maker. As Marlon LeBlanc's side are looking to get at least a point on the board, if not more. There's still time to change that. This is Nelson Pierre, a push and a chase. He's got great pace on him as well, Pierre. Can he keep his control? He can. Another great ball into the middle, but it's too close to Ritchie, who gobbles it up. Again, we've seen the promise from Philadelphia Union 2 tonight. Can they get the end product required to possibly snatch the points? Nice run here from Diallo. Diallo's ball in is blocked. Chicago Fire FC2 continue to try and fight their way out of trouble, but they can't clear it. Castillo wins it back. And again, spinning through two, can't get past Perpa. But he can put pressure on Dean Jr., but he handles it very well for Fleming III to control. This is Perpa, 3 assists this season on half of the Chicago Fire FC2 goals. It's the player that Coach Ludovic Tavondier highlighted for us this week. Sorensen, lovely. Continues his run, gets past 2 defenders. Anthony Sorensen finds Pierre. Stojanovic is in the middle. So is Vasquez! He scores! David Vasquez applies the finishing touch for Philadelphia Union 2, and they've turned it around from 1-0 down. They're 2-1 up. Sorensen started it. Pierre facilitates it. Vasquez finishes it, and Marlon LeBlanc's group have come from behind in Bridgeview. Fantastic resolve. First goal of the season for David Vasquez. What a time to get it. And all of the hard work for Chicago Fire FC2 has been undone in 10 minutes. Craig from the penalty spot, Vasquez from open play, and Philadelphia Union 2 can see the 3 points in their sights. It's been an incredible come-from-behind victory, potentially. If Philadelphia Union 2 can see this out, there's still a lot of time left. Glasgow for an immediate response. Craig is there, and it's a corner. Still a lot of time left. Can Chicago Fire FC2 retaliate with a moment of their own? Perpa will take the corner. In what's been a really, really great game. And there could still be much more to come. Perpa goes to the near post. It's flicked on into a dangerous area. Rahel Jr. just turned the wrong way. Wasn't able to really do enough with it to keep the possession alive. Back for Ritchie. 2 goals in just about 10 minutes for Philadelphia Union 2. Now, we don't have a camera on Marlon LeBlanc tonight, but I'm sure he had a bit of a smile when Vasquez was able to apply the finishing touch. He knows there's a lot of time left. Well, he must have loved the way the boys from Philly have fought tonight. It's exactly what he was hoping for this week, to take a step in the right direction. He said it was going to come. He said it was going to happen at some point. We are seeing this team potentially take a big step here tonight on match day 4.
Substitution for Chicago Fire 2.
Meanwhile, Chicago Fire 2 are going to make a change here.
Billy Hensey.
Billy Hensey is going to come on, has a goal to his name this season. Alex Moniz is going to come off. So a brief moment there for a change to be made. Philadelphia Union 2 have a free kick. Castillo. Ball is headed into the middle, nearly fell for Pierre. Stojanovic keeps it alive. Tried to find Vasquez again. Cleared out for a throw. Still 6 minutes plus injury time left in this one. It's on a knife edge still. After all of the great resolve and fight from Philadelphia Union 2, Chicago Fire 2 trying to stay in the fight themselves. They can still come back here, but they have defending to do first. Perpa gets it out of trouble. Was there a little bit of an elbow there? Yes, there was. Referee sees it and gives Gino Portella a yellow card. Chicago Fire FC to get a free kick.
Philadelphia Union 2, number 35, Gino Portella. 85th minute of play.
Rodriguez gave the host the lead in the 13th minute. But a penalty conversion from Craig and a sweeping finish from Vasquez have totally changed the tide. 2 goals in 10 minutes. Here's the last sequence. You can see there Portella leaving an elbow out there against the goal scorer Rodriguez, and he does see yellow for that challenge, rightly so. Do the hosts have a comeback in their bones here? We were just told as well that David Vasquez's goal is the 1,000th goal scored in MLS Next Pro's young history. What a moment that is for Vasquez, for Philadelphia Union 2, and for the league as a whole. How about that? 1,000 goals. And that's around all the teams in the league over the last year plus. Chance here for Perpa, and Perpa slashes it wide. And it's out for a goal kick. Well, MLS Next Pro has had so many great milestones so far. David Vasquez scores the league's 1,000th goal, and what a goal it could turn out to be for Philadelphia Union 2. And based on what the league has brought, again, just to confirm, it's the 1,000th regular season goal that's been scored in MLS Next Pro play. Of course, there's been plenty of playoff goals on top of that. It really is a remarkable milestone for the league in its early days, and there could be more here with Stojanovic on the attack, looking for Vasquez again. Richie gets down to make the save. Well, Chicago Fire FC 2 really want to score the 1,001st goal to get back on level terms here. But they are starting to run a little bit short on time. 3 minutes of the 90 still to go. They're still on the attack. They're still fighting for it. Down this far side, it's well shepherded out by Brandon Craig, the goal scorer who got Philadelphia Union 2 back on level terms. Here's the chance from a moment ago. Stojanovic trying to find Vasquez, Mr. 1000 himself. But Richie cuts it out in goal. Still time for another late twist in what's been a remarkable tale tonight in Bridgeview. Played back for Omsberg, well shepherded for Richie. Philadelphia Union 2 putting that press back on, trying to finish the job themselves. Chicago Fire FC 2, lovely interplay, keeping their poise, keeping their control. Can they build from it? Omsberg bringing it forward. Orihel Jr. trying to flare it out wide. Nice touch by Sorensen, but he concedes a throw in the 89th minute. Fire 2 trying to get back on level terms after leading for nearly an hour here. But 10 minutes have seen Philadelphia Union 2 flip the game on its head. Chicago Fire FC 2 are looking for late drama here at home in Illinois. Perpa. It falls here for Dean Jr. Great ball across. It's headed to the edge of the penalty area. Orihel Jr. trying to keep it alive. He gets it back. A turn and a shot. And the shot comes in from Hensey, and it is saved by Holden Trent. And that might very well take us into stoppage time. Another look. NC has scored this season for Chicago Fire FC 2. It wasn't a bad effort. It wasn't good enough to beat the goalkeeper. That took a deflection on the way through. Vasquez able to get it to Sanchez. Now Stojanovic, but it's cut out. Chicago Fire FC 2 trying now to wrap on the chamber door themselves here. Near side, Dean Jr. 90 minutes just about up. We're told there's going to be a pretty good chunk of injury time still to be played. There's the confirmation of that. 5 minutes left to go. Plenty of time for some MLS Next Pro drama. Glasgow threading it through. Big chance for an equalizer, and it is speared wide of the post from Rodriguez, looking for his second of the match. A chance there goes begging. Glasgow, it's brilliantly placed. Great first touch from Rodriguez. His second touch wasn't as pure.
Substitution for Philadelphia Union 2. Entering the match, number 39.
Quick change for Philadelphia Union 2 via the substitutions bench. Francis Westfield is on. Nelson Pierre is off. It's a defense for offense substitution for Marlon LeBlanc, as Philadelphia Union 2 can see the 3 points just about poking over the horizon. We've had 1 minute of the minimum of 5 added on. Can Chicago Fire FC 2 salvage at least a point? Omsberg trying to pick out a pass. Dean Jr. Down the line it goes. Perpa picks his head up. Places a really good ball in as well. It's deflected. Reynolds will chase it. Reynolds lets it go. Maybe he shouldn't have. It's going to be a Philadelphia Union 2 throw. Although to be fair to Reynolds, I'm not sure what he could have done with it from there. It would have been very difficult. Great service again from Perpa. Reynolds maybe could have kept that in. It ends up trickling out of play. Can Philadelphia Union to seal out what would be, I should say, a memorable come-from-behind victory? Fleming the third, trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Referee blows a stop to play. It's a free kick. With just about 3 minutes left. Chicago Fire 2 still trying to find a way back. Philadelphia Union 2 with some gamesmanship here. It's got to be taken quickly by Chicago Fire FC 2, but it's blocked away by Sanchez, and then blocked away again by Vasquez. Ritchie is just able to get it out of trouble. Great pursuit from the goal scorer, David Vasquez. Fleming the third sends it forward. Oh, it's a missed kick by Portela. Dean Jr. keeps him honest and wins a throw. We enter the 4th minute of the minimum of 5 added on. Philadelphia Union 2 inching closer to their first 3 points of the campaign. And it goes, took a deflection towards Richard Fleming III, but it is cleared. Glasgow using his pace to try and recycle it. Ritchie will help. Galina will reservice it towards the penalty area. It's a nice flick on for Glasgow, plenty up in Navy here. Can Glasgow pick somebody out? Another good ball in. Brandon Craig clears it out of play. It's another throw, just over a minute left. Chicago Fire FC 2 looking for one more push, one more chance, one more opportunity. It'll be recycled back to Ritchie. 1 minute left. Ritchie's ball towards the penalty area is headed centrally. Brief chance for Perpa. It didn't last long. It could still fall into the middle for Rodriguez. It's another big swing on the edge of the penalty area, and it's cleared away. Oh, it just needed maybe a better first touch. Great hustle on this near side by Sanchez. He can't keep it in. And there's 30 seconds left. Chicago Fire FC 2 need to get it up the field. Still a chance, just a chance to save themselves at least a point and head us to the kicks from the spot scenario. Ball is sent up into the mixer. It is headed away. Vasquez turns on a dime. Threads it through here. Opportunity for Sanchez. Luciano Sanchez gets in behind. He could seal the points. Good save in the end from Richie. But that might be enough to see this out for Philadelphia Union 2. We've seen the 5 minutes come and go. And as we look at the replay, that is how the game ends. A remarkable come-from-behind victory for Philadelphia Union 2. Down for an hour in this game. They have a magical 10 minutes to turn the game around and win their first game of the season. David Vasquez scoring the league's 1,000th regular season goal sees Philadelphia Union 2 win by 2-1 and come back to get all 3 valuable points. Well, tonight's man of the match has to be David Vasquez of Philadelphia Union 2, scoring the league's 1,000th regular season goal. It's a winning goal, and it gives Philadelphia Union 2 all 3 points. Again, the player of the match is presented by Adidas and Philadelphia Union 2. Incredible perseverance and resolve. They come from behind, and they win it here in Bridgeview by 2-1. That's going to do it for our entire crew. I am Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Bridgeview, Illinois. What an encounter tonight in MLS Next Pro. Chicago Fire FC 2 scored first. Philadelphia Union 2 have a magical 10-minute spell, and they win it by 2-1 to get their first win of the season.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.